What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Tenpai going up against Kashtira. We already started the game. We're going to be seeing Kashtira choosing to go first here by activating a Desires, banishing 10 cards, drawing 2 here. Will we see them be able to... We have a Terraform and search for a planet as well. You know, Desires has been a little bit more popular in the deck here. And we can't even activate Desires because we have them in the banished, or we already have a copy of the planet. So we're going to activate the planet, and we see a copy of Ogre being smashed down. We can't do that. They activates on activation. We're going to see them special note a copy of the Fenrir. And then we're going to activate the Fenrir here, and we do see them hit that with a copy of Ghost Ogre. We're still going to get the search. You know, Fenrir being kind of a horrible Ghost Ogre target there, because now we can special note the copy of Unicorn and then also get the Birth. We're going to see a talent, so we can rip the hand as well. We see a Droplets, a copy of Fadra, and then also a Nib and a Sangan. I feel like we just hit the Sangan summoning, don't we? I mean, we probably want to get rid of the Droplets, actually. Because we can go Spell, Sangan summoning, activate, chain Droplets to get rid of both the bodies. But yeah, we're going to be chaining the Sangan summoning. We're going to get rid of the Sangan summoning here because, you know, the Droplets is most likely going to send the copy of the Bureau. Therefore, also having the Unicorn and the Fenrir are going to resolve here. We're going to search for the copy of the Birth. Birth is going to be placed by summoning with that copy of Unicorn. And then we can activate the effect of Birth to summon out the copy of the Fenrir. And this is why I just don't think you should just hit the copy of Fenrir. Like, Ghost Ogre is horrible against this matchup because we still have the Theosis as well here, summon with the copy of Rise, and then we can actually activate the effect. And this is summon number 4 here. We're going to banish a copy of Birth, making it level 7. Then we banish 3 cards from our opponent, and we probably just pass on this. Trying to play around that copy of Nibiru here. So we're going to see a set 2 and just a pass on this. So drawing into another spell or a trap here. And then we're going to see the effect of Fenrir going to activate, letting us search for a copy of the Unicorn. And then we're going to activate the effect of Unicorn, search for a Theosis. We're going to activate the Theosis, summon a copy of Scareclaw Kashtira. And so we have essentially game on board. You know, game through Nibiru here. And we're going to summon out a copy of the Unicorn, turning the Uriah's Heart to attack position. And we can just go battle phase right on this. But we're going to be choosing to... You could probably just go battle, right? We're going to attack with the first Unicorn. And we do activate the effect. We're going to chain the Droplets here. We're going to get rid of Nib for sure. But I feel like this is still just enough for game. Unless we discard our whole hand. They're going to calculate it. So everything's gaining currently. They have 300. So they're getting 300 attack and defense. They're going to send all 3 was a cross out as well. Halving all of them. You know, protecting their life points here. So now we attack for a good solid 25. And then 824. So bringing them down to 700 life points here, protecting them from this. But now they have no hand. I mean, you do have to save yourself. Like, the game's going to go by pretty quickly. So they're going to go for a Flare Metal, and now they just can't activate any card or effects, so I'll say lose. So kind of unfortunate for them. I didn't expect them to be playing on Flare Metal, but we see the Tenpai lose right away. Kashtira is not the easiest matchup for Tenpai. If they just summon out one of their bodies and they go for a Shifter, it is quite difficult for them to play through it. You know, some would say that Cash was the Tenpai deck prior to Tenpai, kind of like just a NPC type deck where you just sit on it and you just don't really have to think very hard. But Tenpai can be quite fun, as well as Kashtira. But those big bodies you can just summon out off the cash monsters is so free. You know, Unicorn and Fenrir being bodies on their own and then being tower houses by banishing cards face down and ripping the extra deck is just kind of unheard of. But diving on into game 2, will Tenpai choose to go first this time? Maybe setting up a Seals, a Fenrir of their own, and then maybe a trap of some sorts. Or choose the Kashtira player to go first. We're going to be seeing Cash going first here. Interesting choice. But it's activating another copy of Desires right away. Well, we see the punishment this time, and we see a shifter in the banish zone, but that's about it. We can summon out a copy of Rise Heart, not being the best, banishing a copy of Unicorn here, so having the Birth already in the hand. We activate the Birth, and then we're going to activate the effect, letting us summon back out the copy of the Unicorn. Birth is probably the card you do hit with the Ogre. You definitely don't want to be hitting the Fenrir with the Ogre at all. You could debate hitting the Unicorn with Ogre if they started with the Unicorn, but we're going to be seeing them search for Theosis. Theosis is going to be something like a copy of Fenrir. Fenrir is going to be able to searching for a copy of the Unicorn here as well. We have already normal summoned out that copy of Rise Heart, so we can't go for that. But we can overlay for a copy of Shangira, which can summon out the Unicorn during the standby phase. We're going to set 2 cards here and just pass on that, which can be a copy of D-Bear even. We're going to activate standby phase. We're going to see the effect summon out the copy of the Scareclaw Kashtira, so most likely we banished a Unicorn already. We're going to activate the effect of the field spell. Then we're going to normal summon a Pydra, getting a search for a Sangan summoning. And they just read the Scareclaw Kashtira because it does have Battle Phase effect. It doesn't really activate, so it's kind of important to note the effect as well. We can't even type on them, which is kind of crazy. Like, this deck is so resilient. I'm going to be thinking here. I mean, I can't see how Tenpai can beat this board. We're going to be seeing a Sangan summoning here in the battle phase, I believe. And we do Ash this. They have the cross out for Ash, banishing an Ash from the deck. And we get to search for the Chandra and then special summon it out as well. Which we are going to be seeing. And they do flip up D-Barrier on this so that now they cannot synchro summon anymore. Very important to note. We can go into a Seals. But it's kind of like impossible for us. They know the Unicorn in the hand. I don't see Tenpai end up beating this. I honestly see a clear Kashtira 2-0 here. But Kashtira is such a hard deck for them to play. But Cash is so oppressive so quickly too. The D-Barrier is just crazy. We're going to see them link away into a copy of Seals. And we're going to set 2 cards and pass turn on this. Not going to be great. We're going to go Shank in the standby phase, summon out. And we don't have many other options. Maybe going to be a Rise even. We're going to see another Fenrir being summoned. They're going to see Fenrir search for the Rise Heart. We can then normal summon with a copy of Unicorn with that Kashtira Birth. Put the other Fenrir in attack position here, and we might be approaching game. We still don't know what their other set is, too. It could be another D-Barrier even. We're going to see these Steers activate its effects, and they're going to try to bounce. I think no matter what, they're still dead. Like, you have to balance one of the Fenrirs or the Unicorn here, and you probably just bounce the Unicorn because they can't banish your stuff. Like, they can always summon back out the Scareclaw. Yeah, so bouncing back the Unicorn there. Just so that it doesn't get to rip their extra deck. And then Seals will get to summon out the copy of Phaedra. And they probably just Fenrir and they chain the Phaedra there. Summoning out the Chandra, then they banish that face down. And I mean, they're going to attack into the Chandra. They do get to activate the effect there, but they can't because the Scareclaw Kashtira, right? They can attack for 28, and attack for 24, and they're down to 21, so they did survive this turn, which is quite nice. They could have maybe summoned out the Rise Heart and then kind of gone that way, but Scareclaw Kashtira makes it so that the Tenpai deck just cannot really play, unfortunately. But they're going to link away into a copy of SP. SP can then banish the field spell. And now they have to essentially open up another copy of the field spell to be able to protect them. And we also get the summon back of the Unicorn. And if they ever activate a spell, we just have to banish their Tenpais from the graveyard, which is absolutely insane. But we're going to be seeing a little bit of a thinking here. I think they're trying to see if they can kind of play through it. They're just going to pass turn on that. Not much else they can do. We're going to see a normal summon of a Phaedra once again. And we do hit that with an Imperm. We want to stop so they don't have the field spell. And they do have a crossout for Imperm here. And they do chain a Veiler on the Phaedra. So going to still stopping that field spell search there altogether. And then they will be able to Fenrir, banish it face down, and Birth will be able to activate to banish their other ones. Essentially just getting rid of all their cards and opening up a bunch of copies of the field spell. We do hit them with the Ghost Ogre to stop that copy of Birth. And we end up also having a Prosperity here. We see a lot of options of crossout, I was going to say there, not a field spell. But we really want to see that copy of field spell here. We see a Mourner, Ash, Droplets, Ash, Veiler, and they nib, and they end up scooping it up right there, having no other engine cards. Kashtira is able to just take it up super easily there. They're not going to be able to play into hand the stuff. They just go battle phase and end the game. Regardless, hopes you're watching the video. We see Kashtira end up 2-0ing the Tenpai player. There might have been a world where we choose to go first and may set up a Seals. But at the same time, Seals is not very good against the Kashtira end board as well. Being able to summon out any one of those bodies and then being able to summon it right back out if you bounce back to the hand doesn't hurt the deck a lot. If you are struggling with Tenpai, definitely pick up Cash. Cash is just a cheap deck you guys can play. A lot of cards got reprinted. I think the most expensive card is Fenrir, and that card just should be good to have anyways. But hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, see more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.